We'll see what I'm saying by like week 8 of the prep, 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 week 8 of the prep. And right now I'm thinking sub 3:30. I just can't run for a while, which puts a big wrench in my plan for marathon prep. About to go do 25 kilometers, which ties the distance for my longest run ever. Everything's also starting to feel real. I'm not sure how well you guys can hear me right now, considering that I'm sitting on the beach and the waves are crashing into the shore and it's also windy out here. But this is something that I'll do once, maybe twice a month, where I'll come out to the waterfront and watch the sunrise or the sunset that I'm doing right now. I find it very calming and peaceful. It's a good opportunity to de-stress because we live in a world where everything is so fast-paced and it's always go, 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 and it feels like the weight of things can just pile up on your shoulders. And I find doing something like this really helps me with that. It blows my mind that we're on week 8 of the marathon prep right now. I want to say that it's gone by quickly, but at the same time, it's gone by slowly because there have been some runs that have felt fantastic, some runs that have felt awful. There's been times in the morning where I'm just springing out of bed and I want to go on a run, and then there's also times in the morning where getting up and running is the last thing that I want to do, and I just want to spam the crap out of that snooze button. I'm also pretty surprised that we're on episode number 12 of this series. I mean, a couple months ago, I wasn't even sure if I was going to create this YouTube channel. I've done content creation before in the past, but I feel like I've never really been consistent with it. And the past couple years as well, I've also been a big advocate against social media. I ended up deleting Instagram and Snapchat, mainly just because I found myself always comparing myself to others, and I was setting the standards higher than they needed to be. And I was also just wasting time, where I was being a consumer rather than a creator that I'm being now, and I'd find myself just doom scrolling for hours on end and hours on end. And I'm pretty proud of what I've been able to accomplish, but at the same time, I'm always looking for different ways that I can improve, whether it's just the way I interact with the camera or the angles that I'm filming at, what pictures I'm using in the thumbnail, different editing styles in Premiere Pro. I'm really enjoying it, and I wanted to thank you guys for the support, because without any of you guys watching these videos, none of this would be possible. And yeah, I'm really excited to run this marathon. I have one more run to complete this week. I think it's around 18 to 19K at marathon pace. This is the first time that I'm ever going to be doing a long run at marathon pace, so it's going to be a great indicator of where my fitness level is at. I'm excited. I will see you guys there. Today is long run Sunday number 8, which means I'm halfway done my long runs marathon pace run today. How this run is gonna look: 2 kilometer warm up, then we go into 3 sets of 20 minutes at marathon pace, which is gonna be around like 4:40-ish. And then we do 2K cool down. I haven't been this excited for a run in a long time, and there's 2 main reasons for it. One, it's currently an adaptation week right now, which means the kilometers have been lower and the intensity has been lower. And 2, I'm coming off 2 rest days in a row. So let me tell you, the legs are feeling fresh. So I'm just starting the first interval at marathon pace. We have 20 minutes to do. I'll check in with you guys once I'm done that. So I just finished interval number 1, feeling good. Hit all my paces. I was actually slightly faster than 4:40 on majority of them. One thing though, I have this kind of pain in my mid back, which I've never experienced before. I'm just gonna keep running and hope it goes away, but I'll keep an eye on that. We're at the 8K mark, which means that an orange cyst gel about to go down the hatch. All right, so I just finished interval number 2. That one was honestly way smoother than the first one. No back pain. There was one point where I got really out of breath, and I was so confused as to why. And then I looked at the ground and realized I was going up a giant hill. So my heart rate has calmed down, feeling good. Rest for like another 3 minutes, and then final set. Gel number 2 going down, 16K, strawberry lime flavor. So I just finished that final interval, and I'm gassed. That was a lot harder than the second interval. 2 things. One, my shirt is absolutely drenched right now. If I were to take this off and squeeze it, it would drip everywhere like a towel. And two, this is the first long run that I've done where I haven't brought my handheld water bottle because I didn't think that I would need it because I'm only doing 18K. But I am losing so much sweat. And I think the reason why that last interval was so hard is because I'm really dehydrated. So I'm going on a little cool down walk right now, about 500 meters until I get to my house. And that was just strange. Like, I was cramping in places where I'd never cramped before, mainly my side. Like, I know that's pretty common amongst runners, but usually when I have my handheld water bottle on long runs, I never get that. I was kind of cramping up in my hamstring as well. I'm not gonna worry too much about it, considering that running is so up and down. I'll probably go on a run tomorrow morning, or I'll do my long run next week and I'll be completely fine. But that was tough. I'm happy I got through it.
A few moments later.
I'm back home, I showered, I drank a Gatorade, I ate some breakfast. I'm in a much better state now than I was about an hour ago. And now it's time to do some stretching. I always do the same routine after every regular run, but they're definitely more important after the long runs, because if I don't do this, I'm stiff as a board, my legs hurt, and I don't want to do anything for the rest of the day, and I usually just end up laying in bed. And that's not an option today, considering that I have to go to work in an hour, and I don't want to be limping around the store or having back pain when I'm trying to help customers. So I'm going to take you guys through the stretching routine. Remember, this is something that works for me. Not everything that works for me works for you. So experiment with different stretches and types of mobility and find what works for you. I do a couple of stretches longer than others, but most of them are going to range anywhere between 15 to 30 seconds.
I got lost tonight under the stars up in the sky. Directions hard to find under the stars up in the sky. I got lost tonight under the stars up in the sky. Directions hard to find under the stars up in the sky. I don't know where to take this, I don't wanna break this. We're living in the moment, we're living in the moment. Your head is on my shoulder, but never getting older. Baby, it's you and I.
Stretching is done, and now I'm going to do some meditation in my room. I usually just do it on my bed because I find it's a very comfortable place, and I just like to sit with my back up. I'll film myself doing it a little bit. There are different types of meditations, like you have interoceptive, which is when you focus inward. You have exteroceptive, which is usually when you have your eyes open and you're focusing on some kind of external stimuli. Usually what I do is just close my eyes for about 5 to 10 minutes, inhale through the nose with a longer exhale through the mouth. This is important because it will shift your nervous system into what's called a parasympathetic state, which is associated with being calmer and at ease. It'll slow your heart rate down, the kind of feelings that you want to have after a meditation session. This is typically how I set up. I try and keep my back fairly straight so I'm not hunched over. I won't use a timer, but I will use a stopwatch and just kind of go until it feels right. So I just finished and we ended up going for 5 minutes and 50 seconds, which is not bad. One thing I do want to mention, if you're new to meditation, or even if you're an experienced meditator, is that you're not going to be able to keep your focus and intention the entire time. What's probably going to happen is you'll close your eyes, start breathing, and all these different thoughts and sounds are going to come into your head. And that's perfectly normal. That's actually what you expect to happen. How you improve upon that is when this does happen, try your best to bring your attentional spotlight back to your breath. They did a study where they took some of the best meditators in the world, and they found that the people who are classified as the best are not the ones who can hold their focus and concentration for the longest period of time, but it's those who can bring their focus back inwards once they lose it faster than everybody else. I still have about half an hour until I go to work, so what I'm going to do in the meantime is whip out the journal, do some writing, and talk about my deepest, darkest secrets that you guys will never know. I have terrible bedhead right now. I'm about to go hit a speed workout, but before I do, I have news. Are you ready? Yeah, I did the thing that I was talking about where I said I wanted to get a pair of racing day shoes, and I love how the Vaporflies look, so I got them. A couple things though. First off, I got them off of Facebook Marketplace, and like I know they're legit because a lady showed me the receipt of where she bought them, and her son only used them a couple times, so I believe there's only about 5 kilometers on them, but that cut the price in half, which I am completely A-okay with. And two, I tried them on yesterday. They might be a little too small on me.
I didn't even know this, but I might have wider feet than I realized. When I put my feet in these, the medial sides of the inside of my foot is kind of like poking out a little. I was reading a forum on Reddit, and a lot of people were saying that they don't feel the greatest when you walk in them, but when you run, they feel fantastic. So I'm gonna go try them out. Only do about 10K because I don't want to put a lot of wear and tear on them before the marathon. Not gonna bring the camera with me because I just want to focus on the shoes and the shoes only, but I'll give you guys an update in a second here. All right, speed workout was done. It was a total of 14 kilometers. The workout was a 3-kilometer warm up. Then I went into 12 minutes at 4:15, 10 minutes at 4:10, and 8 minutes at 4:05 with a 2-minute jog in between each. And then we ended off with a 3-kilometer cool down. And after that run, I think it's safe to say that I've officially found my marathon shoes. All of the sizing concerns that I mentioned earlier just completely went out the door when I started running. They felt amazing on my feet. They were cushiony, they were responsive, and I almost want to use the term springy. It feels like you're able to go so fast with such minimal effort with these things. I love them. I also really like the color of these ones. I'm the kind of person who usually gets some kind of foot pain or some kind of shin pain after a run, and I have neither of that. So I'm really confident that I'm going to be able to wear those for the full 42 kilometers. That's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Peace.